it all starts in Baltimore, Maryland. The Baltimore Ravens, who didn't play, it seemed, a single starter worth a damn, with all due respect to who did start against the Steelers in the rain in Week 18. They had pretty much off Week 18. They had off Week 19. The whole concept of rust or not, what are we going to see with them? They're the first ones up, and they do not, like the 49ers, have the benefit of having a road team come in on a short week. The Packers played Sunday last week. They're playing Saturday this week. The Texans not only played on Saturday last week, they played on Saturday the week before that, too. Don't forget, they beat the Colts on a Saturday night before the Week 18 finale. So they played not one, but two playoff games the last two Saturdays. One to get in the tournament and one to bounce the Browns out of it. And C.J. Stroud went into this stadium before. I know it was Week 1. It was his first game of his entire pro career. His head was probably spinning, but he's been there. So he's acted like he's been there pretty much every single week after the Ravens beat him in Week 1. C.J. Stroud versus Lamar Jackson is going to be awesome. And it's also going to be a matchup that I think we're going to be seeing for quite some time. We're going to see it next year, too, because these two teams won their divisions. They're going to play again next year. This is a Texans team that is equally as young as the Packers and doesn't know what they shouldn't know. And they're coming into a take on a Ravens team, though, that is totally different than the Ravens teams that we have seen with Lamar Jackson entering the postseason. This guy, the whole concept, because I saw Bill Polian again is coming out saying, hey, the Texans just need to keep him in the pocket and let him throw. It's like, hey, Bill, have you seen any film this year of Lamar Jackson? This guy is one of the most cold-blooded throwers of the football in the game. This is an MVP quarterback, soup to nuts. Sure, he can run. I got it. But he's also keeping his head up, and he's finding guys in places that you didn't see him find them in before. He's awesome. They are playing great. Unfortunately, Mark Andrews is not coming back in time for this game. They hope that he can come back for an AFC championship game. The Ravens have boat raced a ton of teams in their home stadium this year. I don't know if the Texans are going to be one of them, but I'm really looking forward to this game. And here's the nugget I was promising you off the top. Jadeveon Clowney, who plays for the Baltimore Ravens, he is the first non-quarterback, former number one overall pick to face the team that drafted him in a postseason game since 1980. The last one was John Matuzak, who faced the Oilers for the Raiders in 1980 in the AFC wildcard.
Wow.
How's that for a little nugget for you?
That's a really cool
You didn't expect to hear Matuzak here
not expecting
on the Friday before
Matuzak
divisional playoff weekend. But it all leads to the motherlode. It's this generation's version of Manning and Brady, straight up. And, you know, there is an AFC North quarterback that will raise his hand every now and then, like Big Ben and Joe Burrow, who unfortunately is not healthy this year. But it's Allen and Mahomes. Mahomes from the 2017 draft, Allen from the 2018 draft. They have played each other 6 times in their careers, including postseason. They've split the games. Mahomes, though, is 2-0 in the games, if you will, that count the most because you win or go home. They're the playoff games. Their 2021 divisional game in Arrowhead was an instant classic. The Bills took a lead, as we know, with 13 seconds to go. The Ravens used those 13 seconds to tie the game, go into overtime, score a touchdown with the first possession, end the game, and the league changed the postseason overtime rules after that. That's how important that game proved to be and has absolutely informed us about both teams. Since then, they have played in the regular season, including this one where the Bills won the game in Arrowhead because Kadarius Toney made a mistake by lining up offsides to wipe out an offensive touchdown. Unbelievable. That did happen. The Bills did have an opportunity to maybe win the game anyway, but because of that result, this game is finally in Buffalo, New York. And Deion Dawkins of the Bills' offensive line points out the crazy, crazy fact that this will be the first ever true road playoff game in the career of Patrick Mahomes. He's either played a playoff game in Arrowhead or at a neutral site in one of his 3 Super Bowls. This is what Deion Dawkins had to say about Mahomes coming to Buffalo with fans, because he did go to Western New York in 2020 during the COVID year before. But as Dawkins points out, that's a different ball of wax than what he's about to experience.
No disrespect. What year is this for, Pat? 7 or 8? 7? 7, right? He's only been here once? So he's never been here. Simple as that. Pat has never been to the Bills Stadium in full effect. He has no idea what even like our fans like look like in person. So, well, that's not true. In the home stadium in person. So the people who don't always travel, I'm excited because the environment will be different. And not to say it's in our favor, but stadium is our favor. You know, stadium is us. That helps us. I don't care what nobody says. This is the most dopest feeling I've ever had. We're having 2 back-to-back playoff games home. Like, come on now. Like, we get to leave and go eat wings. Like it's cool. So, good luck.
We like to go. We get to go home and eat wings.
I love
Good
it.
luck. That's the football version of we can go home now, right? The Jokic drop that we have. I love that. Good luck, says Deion Dawkins.
Let's go.
I mean, it's not just Mahomes, too.
Let's go.
This is wild. This is absolutely crazy. NFL Network research gave me this list. Most consecutive playoff games played since their last true road playoff game in the history of the NFL. The top 6 names are all current Kansas City Chiefs. It's led by Travis Kelce and long snapper James Winchester. It's been 17 games. They played 17 home playoff games since their last true road playoff game. Wow. And that also includes Andy Reid. The last one was the 2015 divisional round when they lost in New England. Alex Smith was the quarterback. You know who was the leading running back? Charkandrick West.
Yes.
I've mentioned Batuzak and Charkandrick West in one moment.
That's fantastic.
It is wild.
I just finished my immaculate grid for the day.
Yeah. Good one. Andy Reid has coached 17 playoff games since his last true road playoff game. Most consecutive such games all time. 5 more than the guy who's second on the list, Don Shula. You know who's the only non-Chief currently on the list of going so long between true road playoff games is Vince Wilfork. For your Patriots, Chris, who went from 2007 to 2016 with 15 such games. How will the Chiefs handle this? As I mentioned earlier this week, Patrick Mahomes, we've seen him in tons of roles. We've never seen him in the role of road playoff villain, shutting up an entire stadium worth of people who just jumped off a van into a burning table. That's his role this weekend. And the Bills fans have been waiting. But Chiefs and Bills is anything but a gimme for anyone, and I can't wait. And that's how I wrap up my AFC Divisional Playoff weekend preview for y'all. Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.